Ulti's one of my favorite characters in One Piece, and I'm not gonna lie, Who's Who has no way of beating her. Now, when it comes to the bounties in One Piece, some people use these as power levels, but that's not what they are. I know that Ulti has one of the lowest bounties in the Topiropo and Who's Who has the highest, but that doesn't mean he's stronger than her. Who's Who is a 38-year-old man who is a former CP9 agent. He was the Lucci for them before Lucci came along. Of course his bounty will be higher. The world government knows exactly what it is he can do. Ulti's bounty is lower, but there's two things you gotta consider. One, she's way younger, so she still has a lot of room to grow in terms of power. And two, the world government doesn't know anything about her or Page One because when they were orphaned as kids, Kaido took them in, so they're his adoptive children. Yes, Kaido has 3 kids, and these are the other 2. In the same way Yamato is running amok all across Wano, Ulti was doing the same thing. Keep in mind, the Topiropo are here so that the other Straw Hats that aren't Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy got people to fight. But notice who it is Ulti was fighting the entire time. Luffy, our main character who cannot beat her in a headbutt clash, which is crazy because that's Luffy. Which makes sense because you're never going to beat a Pachycephalosaurus in a headbutt clash. These things are literally made to take 0 damage from a headbutt. Look at their skulls. And these creatures were said to be like really aggressive, so they like go around and they headbutt anything. That's how they defend themselves. And honestly, that is exactly how Ulti acts, and I was a big fan of dinosaurs growing up, so when I saw her personality and then saw her devil fruit, I was like, that's perfect. Oda did his research. But anyway, Luffy is fighting Ulti, and she is so strong that he has to go Gear 4 if he wants to beat her. He has to go Gear 4 to beat her, and she has a bounty of 400 million. That's the first time that she's like not normal compared to the other Topiropo. The second one is that she got hit by a Thunder Bagua from Yamato right in the face. When people went to go check on her, she just got back up, coughed up some blood, and then ran on her merry way to find and then keep fighting Yamato, Kaido's actual child. And they went back and forth for a minute. So Ulti, with fighting Yamato and fighting Luffy, has showcased that she is a very good fighter. But then when Luffy went to fight Kaido, and then Yamato left the premises, that left nobody behind to actually deal with Ulti. Yes, Usopp and Nami were there, but they cannot beat her or Page One. And that makes sense, she was fighting Yamato and Luffy. So Oda sends Big Mom, of all people, to not only take out Page One, but to also be the reason why Ulti goes down, because nobody else would be able to do it. Because Big Mom with that Mazer Cannon wasn't even able to do it. And then she only went down because Nami stole part of Big Mom's power and Zeus can just home in and hit her so you can't dodge the lightning blast. So over the last few hours in Wano, if that, Ulti ran into the main character and scuffled with that dude and he had trouble dealing with her. Then she ran into her sister Yamato, who she fought evenly for a time, before the Yonko herself Big Mom had to come in and put finishing damage on her. Meanwhile, Who's Who went down because he got punched in the nose really hard by Jinbei. Do you think this punch is beating Ulti? When a Thunder Bagua to her face didn't take her out? When a Mazer Cannon from Big Mom, the Emperor, didn't take her out? When she's doing headbutt clashes with Luffy of all people and she's beating him? When you look at Ulti's feats all throughout Wano, they are the feats of a Yonko commander. Correct me if I'm wrong. She's doing things that I would expect Jack to be doing. And Who's Who being a CP agent, you might think, okay, maybe he's a better fighter. But we saw Ulti in close quarters and she was no slouch. Yamato and Luffy are not slow people. On top of that, when it comes to like Devil Fruit Awakening, she's the only Topiropo that I personally see awakening the next time we see them. Who's Who is a racist dumbass that don't know how to do anything right, so he's not going to be awakened. Your mind and body have to catch up to the Devil Fruit in order for your body to awaken the Devil Fruit. This is how Black Maria is supposed to look in her hybrid form. But she does drugs so that her hybrid form looks like this. She's never going to be awakened. Sasaki didn't even know how to use his Devil Fruit properly versus Frankie. He ain't gonna be awakened. Ulti is the only one that acts just like the dinosaur that she is based off of. And on top of that, she's clearly showcased that she has the feats and the drive to keep pushing herself higher so she can keep being stronger. Because the reason she wants to keep being stronger is so that she can keep her little brother safe. That's the reason why they have Devil Fruits in the first place. When Kaido took them in, he don't really care. You saw how he treated Yamato. So Ulti went and stole 2 Devil Fruits for her and her brother so they can make it in this crazy pirate crew. That's why Ulti talked crazy to Kaido, because that's just pops. But that's also why I think you can't quantify Ulti's strength in the same way you can the other Topiropo members. While not biological, she is still a daughter of Kaido. And I would expect no less from the daughter of Kaido to be able to fight the main character, fight Kaido's biological child, and even take hits from Emperors of the Sea. So when I say things like Ulti is going to bash his skull in when she gets down from here, she's bashing his skull in. And no, the cover story before this one, we saw a bunch of people locking her up and bringing her here. She was jumped. Who's Who knows he doesn't beat her, which is why he had to jump her in the first place. So long story short, when it comes to the Topiropo, Ulti is clearly the strongest one. And what we know about how Devil Fruits awaken, she's the only member of the Topiropo that actually fits with her Devil Fruit to awaken. So even if for some reason you don't think Ulti is stronger than Who's Who, best believe she will be the next time, guaranteed. Ultimately though, I just want to see more of these two characters in the story because I absolutely love their dynamic.